Hello everyone, welcome to today's session on efficient FMx150 testing. My name is Andrius Abraškevičius and I'm OT Trainings Coordinator here at Teltonika. In this presentation, we'll be diving into the key aspects of testing the FMx150 device efficiently. Whether you're just setting up the device for the first time or conducting extensive field tests, I'll guide you through the best practices and essential steps to ensure you get the most accurate and reliable results. So without further ado, let's get started. Before we dive into the details, let's quickly review today's agenda. We'll start with a brief overview of the FMx150 series, highlighting its key features and specifications. Next, we'll move on to the FMx250 series, discussing how it compares with the FMx150 and what unique advantages it offers. We'll then take a look at the main use cases for these devices, helping you understand where and how these products can be most effectively deployed. Then we'll jump into the main part of this presentation, which is the testing stages, where I will take you through the various stages of testing that we use to ensure that these devices perform at the highest standards in real-world scenarios. After we collect all the data, of course we have to review it, so that's what the field test results overview section will be about. We're gonna review the data from the GNSS and also the CAN to make sure that the device is operating as it's intended. And finally, we will not leave you empty-handed, and we will share useful information links with you so you can access that information at any time when you'll be doing your own testing. So, Teltonika FMx150 is a series of advanced CAN GPS tracking devices designed for fleet management. These trackers are equipped with a built-in CAN chip, which allows to communicate with vehicle onboard computer system and collect such data as fuel level, mileage, engine RPM, and vehicle speed. The main features of the FMx150 series devices are that they are versatile, that combine GNSS positioning, GSM connectivity, and Bluetooth functionality. This combination allows for precise location tracking, seamless communication, and wireless connectivity, making it ideal for a wide range of applications. As this device has FMM, FMB, and FMC series devices, it supports 4G, 4G Cat M1, and 2G connectivity, so it covers a large range of network options. So with the integrated internal CAN chip, we can read data from over 1,830 supported vehicles with internal combustion engines and over 110 electric vehicles. And keep in mind that this number is constantly rising. In addition to the supported vehicle list, where you'll be able to find if your vehicle is supported and what data you'll be able to read, we also provide you with a comprehensive connection guides that will show exactly where you can connect the device to the CAN lines in the vehicle. With its brother FMx250 series, we have pretty much the same functionality, just in a robust IP67 rated casing. So we still have the support for the same vehicles with ICEs, internal combustion engines, and electric vehicles. Just now we can mount a device in, let's say, a bit more extreme locations where we know that it can be splashed with water, there might be a lot of dust or moisture, so the 250 series devices come in handy there. Now, the most common use cases for the FMx150 and FMx250 series devices. So first of all, we have car rental companies. So one of the primary use cases of these devices is within car rental companies. These companies rely on our devices to track their fleet in real time, ensuring that vehicles are being used responsibly and efficiently. The ability to monitor the location and usage patterns helps them in managing their fleet better, reducing misuse and optimizing operational costs. Next, our devices are also instrumental in predictive fleet maintenance. By collecting data on vehicle performance and usage, the system can predict when a vehicle will need maintenance before a breakdown occurs. This helps in preventing downtime and ensuring the fleet is always in top condition. Another key use case is efficient fuel level management. By accurately tracking fuel consumption and levels, our devices allow companies to manage fuel more efficiently, reducing emissions and optimizing refueling schedules. This is especially crucial for fleets with high fuel costs. Lastly, for heavy vehicles, timely engine maintenance is essential. Our devices monitor the engine's health and notify operators when maintenance is needed, preventing costly repairs and extending the lifespan of the vehicles. These use cases demonstrate the versatility and importance of the FMx150 and 250 series devices in various industries. By addressing these key areas, our solutions help companies to operate more efficiently, reduce costs, and improve overall fleet management. Now we can get into the main part of this presentation, which is testing of our devices. So the very first thing that we recommend you do is go on our wiki page and locate the first start guide for your device. After opening up the website, you will find information how to open up the device, how to insert the micro SIM card, correct battery placement, socket pinout description, how to install the USB drivers, and connecting to the power source. So now let's do just that and open up our wiki page. So in the FMC150 first start page that we have opened up right now, you will find information and schemes how to insert the micro SIM card by opening up the casing, the correct battery placement after device disassembly, then the pinout of the 2x6 socket, so you get accustomed with the various wires that are connected to the tracking device. Also, most importantly, PC connection, so how the device can be connected to your computer and what you will need to do beforehand. So you'll be able to find information about the power supply that you will need. In this case, it is DC voltage, 10 to 30 volt power supply is recommended. And also you'll find information how to install USB drivers, which will be necessary in order for us to configure the device later. You'll be able to download the drivers by just clicking a button right here. After that, just install them and your computer should see the device as connected. That being said, let's come back to the slides. So now that we have a device that is prepared with the micro SIM card inserted, battery connected, and the drivers installed on your computer, we can jump into the configuration. So first, you will need to download the right version of Configurator. This is done by checking the firmware version on your device, or just by downloading the newest available configurator from our wiki page. Then connect the device to the power source. So like I said, DC voltage 10 to 30 volt power supply is your best bet. And then connect the device to the computer using a Bluetooth or USB functionality. After that is done, you open up the configurator and you should see the device being ready to connect. So you'll see the IMEI of the device, the firmware version, and the little icon with the device model there. So now let's start the configuration. So the very first window that you will see here is the status tab. In the status tab, you'll be able to see GNSS info about how many satellites we are seeing. Then in GSM tab, you will see the GSM status, showing if the SIM card is being read correctly. And in the CAN adapter tab, you will see information about the CAN chip. Now in the system tab, you should go and switch the data protocol to codec 8 extended. This will allow us to send data to the server. Next, open up GPRS tab and enter the APN that you'll receive from your mobile operator. Then go to server settings and enter the domain and port that you would receive from your platform provider. Making sure that everything is entered correctly, we can navigate to Data Acquisition tab. Here, we will see two tables, on stop and moving. These tables have three columns, home, roaming, or unknown. The home, roaming, and unknown profiles are switched automatically based on the GSM operator that we are currently connected to. If we want to add operator to the roaming list, you just go to the GSM operators tab there and enter its code. Now, on stop table is relatively simple. It defines how the device should collect data while the vehicle is stationary. So no movement is detected by the movement source that we can configure in the movement source settings in the System tab. And in the moving table, we configure how the device should collect data while it is moving. Next, we can save all the settings that we made and go to the main screen of the configurator. So back to that first screen. And now we should go to PhotoWeb System. In PhotoWeb System, we'll be able to generate a TCT token. So as you can see right here, we select the TCT token, we enter the token name and click Generate. Now we have a token that we can input into the configurator. So we go to this main screen, click Ctrl, Alt, and E, and paste the key into the photo key field. Click Register, and the token is valid message should be shown. Now, if we go back to the configuration and go to the CAN Settings tab, you'll be able to see that we can now select make and model from all of the supported vehicles that we have in the supported vehicle list. So we select the make and model of the vehicle that we will be installing this device into and click Upload. Now we have a device that is ready to be mounted into the vehicle. Next, prepare for the installation. So to get the installation guide that you will need to correctly install the device, you should first gather information about the vehicle, make, model, and manufacturing year. Then, of course, make sure that it is in our supported vehicle list, most likely it is, and then send this information to your sales manager to get a scheme generated. So the sales manager will then just share the installation guide with you, which will show exactly where you'll be able to find the CAN lines that you need to connect to the FMx150 or FMx250 device. Now, because in different vehicles it can be pretty hard to access the CAN lines that we need, you will need some tools to take apart the trim around the CAN lines. So for that, we recommend you invest in some trim removal tools and a toolkit that will allow you to hassle-free, without making any damage to the vehicle trim, remove the trim parts, unscrew various screws, and that way access the CAN lines. So now we can actually go to the vehicle and prepare the installation area. So here we can see our engineer checking the installation guide for this specific vehicle and finding out where he will be able to find the connection points. If you need any help, you can reach out on help desk system and get help from our support team. So here we can see that he is taking apart the trim and locating the OBD port. In this specific vehicle case, the OBD port is where we'll be connecting the CAN lines to. So now, according to the connection scheme, we can just pop out the OBD socket and prepare our ECAN02 contactless reader for installation. If you're not worried about the vehicle warranty, it is completely fine to not use this contactless reader and just connect the wires directly. So in this case, engineer identified the CAN low and CAN high lines and installed the ECAN02 device. After the wires are placed, we can go ahead and close out the casing. And now we just connect the wires to the ECAN02 adapter. Now, the last step is just to connect everything together. So in this case, we are using Vago connectors to basically just connect all the CAN lines that are needed to be connected. But if these specific connectors are not available, you can use any kind of connector that you have available in your market. The main thing is just to have a good and reliable connection that will not come undone during the vehicle operation. So here we connect the vehicle power, FMx150 and ECAN02 power, as well as the ground cables using these connectors, which just make the job that much simpler. Now we can turn on the ignition or start the vehicle and connect the FMx150 device. Once connected, we should start seeing CAN LED blinking as well as status and navigation LEDs, meaning that we have data coming from the ECAN02 reader. There's LED as well on the reader, which will start blinking when the data starts coming through those CAN lines that we have connected. Now we can connect our PC to the device and go to the CAN adapter tab, where you should start seeing data being read from the vehicle. This data is updated live, so you'll see exactly what is happening with the vehicle. After we confirm that the data is being read, the last step is just to tuck everything away and assemble the trim back together. So now we have the device installed. Is the fun part, which is actual testing. So we recommend that you would drive for more extensive times, not like 10 or 15 minutes, but perfectly at least 2 to 3 hours. So it's a perfect time to maybe take your family on a road trip or just visit your relatives in the next city over. Also, it is recommended to change locations and landscapes. So city, rural area, around tall buildings. This will help us to basically evaluate the GNSS precision in different conditions. And lastly, change driving behavior. Drive slower, faster, accelerating, braking. This will just allow us to see the CAN data moving up and down, making sure that it is being read correctly and there is no anomalies. So after the short road trip, we can get into the checking the field test results. So first we recommend checking the GNSS data and making sure that the track matches the road that you actually took during your trip. So in this case, one colleague took a longer road trip to Poland from Lithuania, other just drive around Vilnius and different cities in Lithuania and generated the track that you'll see on the right. We have to make sure that there are no jumps, no abnormalities. If everything is fine, we are good to go. Next, we can jump into the platform and check the CAN data. In this case, we're using FLESP platform in order to evaluate the data. So you'll see the parameters like engine temperature, fuel consumed, pedal level position, stuff like that, which you can check and evaluate if all the parameters make sense and matches what you saw during your actual road trip. Now, unfortunately, even with the best preparation, there can still be times where some issues occur during the testing phase. So for that, of course, we will support you. So first, we recommend that you review the instructions and check that you have followed all of the steps mentioned here and also in our other knowledge bases. Next, consult with your sales representative. Maybe it's just a small step that you missed. And finally, if you have an access to help desk, just go ahead and fill in the query with all the information about the case. Our support team will be more than happy to assist you with any kind of issue that you had during the testing phase. So yeah, now we can sum up the testing steps. So first, correct setup of the device is very important. So ensure that the FMx150 or FMx250 series device is correctly set up with the micro SIM card properly inserted and the battery placed securely. This forms the foundation for a smooth operation. Next, make sure that you have reliable connection and power. So when configuring the device, make sure you have a reliable power source, you have a reliable connection with the computer, so the configuration goes smoothly. Next, accurate configuration. Always make sure that you configure the device how you intend to use it. So just configure the functionality that you will need for this specific testing. Then make sure that you have a comprehensive installation preparation. Gather all the necessary vehicle information, like I said, vehicle make, model, manufacturing year, and prepare the appropriate tools. So the installation procedure is as easy as possible. And finally, make sure you do a thorough field testing. Conduct an extensive field test by driving the vehicle in different environments and under varied driving conditions. This step is critical to ensure that the device performs reliably in real-world scenarios. And as I said, we're not leaving you empty-handed. We will also share useful information that you'll be able to find in the video description as well, where you'll be able to find information about recommended third-party platforms, FMC150 first start guide that I showed you during this presentation, the supported vehicle list, configuration video guide, and installation video guide. Both videos you have also seen in this presentation. So thank you for your time. I hope this makes the FMx150 or 250 series device testing easier, and I'll see you next time.